Over there, it's like maybe 400 meters out or so. Haven't done that in a while. Might give that a go, but it's gonna be a relaxed one today. These are mornings in Negril. Let's do it.
I'm waiting for something to change, 'cause when I'm not here, it's like I'm falling. And I don't know why I feel pain, 'cause when I'm not here, I keep on falling. I've been waiting in silence to see a little bit of fire, but all I see is you. Yeah, I've been waiting in silence to see a little bit of fire, but all I see is you.
There's a turtle, but it's so much faster than me. Couldn't catch him. I think he likes those little jellyfish things. I don't know what they are, but I don't like swimming in them. But I think the turtle likes to eat them. I think they're like little jellyfish thingies. I don't know. Not too far back, too far out. The reef is over here somewhere. We're close. Morning, Billy.
So I feel safe and sound. Yeah, I keep looking, I keep searching. I need you to be found. So I feel safe and sound. I've been hiding out for days next to
back to the program. Hope you guys enjoyed that little break, that little swim break, if you will. Next up, we got some drone shots from a sunset, I think like 2 days ago or so. So a few more minutes, then we'll get back to the program here. Enjoy. Hello everyone, thanks for joining the tour today, and we're going to be taking a look at the newly renovated bungalows, or otherwise now known as the cottages, which we've gone through about half of them so far, and we're looking at cottages number 4 and 8 at this time. And this is just a view of the balcony. We changed the entrance from being in the middle, and so if you are familiar with the property, there used to be an entrance for 2 rooms in one of these bungalow housing structures, and now each bungalow, each room has their own entrance to the side and a little bit more privacy as well, because we split the balcony. So you don't necessarily have to talk to the neighbor if you don't want to, but you can of course go around if you would like. And moving into the room itself, these are brand new beds and frames and new design with the throw pillows and the standard pillows in the back there. And then you can also see the kitchenette unit that we renovated, and we'll get to in a second. Also, we added a working desk with a charging station, so you have USB and also Type-C there as well, right below the television. And that's for anybody who wants to get some work done, especially those work from home people. And this is a wider view of the room, and I just want to make note of the AC, because these used to be fan cooled rooms, and now we got rid of the louver windows, and so now it's completely sealed up, if you will, with, as far as the windows go, brand new windows. And also want to bring attention to the ceilings. So the ceilings used to be flat, and now we brought them up to an apex to give a little bit more room and make it feel a little bit more spacious, but still maintain the coziness. And also bringing some more attention to the far right corner of the kitchenette that we have, and we'll get to that in a second, and also the newly renovated bathroom. So we basically gutted this entire place. Even the floor tiles are brand new as well. And this is another angle of the bed, and just want to bring some attention to the LED bed frame, as well as the embedded nightstands and lamps, and another view of the kitchenette, I should say. And as you can see, it has basically all the utensils and tools that you might need to cook a meal. Included is a mini fridge there down on the left, and a hot plate, coffee maker, ice bucket, all the knives and utensils that you may need to feed a small family. Not necessarily Thanksgiving dinner, but you can definitely chef it up in there, especially if you're staying for an extended period of time. This might be a perfect type of accommodation for you. And that essentially is the kitchen. And now moving on to the bathroom. And as I mentioned before, like floor to ceiling, new floor tiles, new ceiling tiles. Got the LED frame around the mirror to give a little bit more lights. We changed out the square louver windows for the chip window, I guess you can call it. And we got the rainfall shower head and the glass frame shower door. Even the towel holders, those are all new. And again, trying to bring together everything in the room, the kitchenette, and to complete the cottage experience, if you will. So very happy and proud of how this was done, and really wanted to give a modern look and feel to this new room category, the cottage. And so also with this wider angle, want to bring attention to the closet. So you got some drawer space there, and you got some hanging space as well, and your safe, of course, and the ironing board is on the other side in between the closet and the window there. And yeah, another angle of the room, and also want to bring attention to that long standing mirror there, so full frame mirror. And that essentially is the bungalow, and this is kind of our way of paying homage to my dad and where he started from with this hotel, Travelers Beach Resort. Started right with one bungalow and grew to the 60-room resort that Travelers Beach Resort is now. And my dad hasn't seen it as yet physically. I think he's seen pictures and everything like that. So just want to share this renovation with you all. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. So back to our regularly scheduled program. Afternoon, everyone. Happy Sunday, everyone. We got a cloudy one here today in Negril. Usually have the camera outside, but I already knew it was going to rain today. It's been raining like around this time every day, which we very much need the rain. And we're going to get into that today, kind of updating everybody on our water situation. Sorry if I'm a little choppy here. I'm using a backup lens. My brother is in Fiji right now, and he's using the main lens that I usually use. This is like the kit lens that I get with my camera, so it might not be the same quality here, but we're gonna work with it today. I hope, excuse me, I hope you all are doing well. As usual, I'd love to start off with hearing where everybody is from. Excuse me, what city, what state, what country. Always love to hear it. I think it's a great way for us to connect on this platform with each other. We have a pretty good show today. Just to give everybody a heads up on what our agenda is and what we're looking to discuss. So, as the title reads, one of the main things we're going to talk about is today is Negril once again being at the forefront of the discussion to become its own municipality, which I totally believe that this should happen and needs to happen, especially with the very large investments that are starting to roll in and trickle out to Negril and the growing population that we have here. And so the Prime Minister was in Negril on Friday, and there were a lot of topics discussed, and Negril becoming its own municipality was one of them. And he essentially said that it's going to happen, and the process is being started right now, which is really awesome to hear. We're definitely going to talk about the water situation, which definitely folds into the development of Negril and the future of Negril and the infrastructure for the anticipated rapid growth in our population is for water that is being invested in now and is being developed and constructed, which is very exciting and happy, and at least I'm happy to hear this becoming more and more of a reality because the work on it has already begun. We'll touch on Dream Weekend, which is coming up pretty much next week, and also Reggae Marathon, which is in December, and I will touch on the Throppers Think Tank and also ThropX in November. We're going to be starting up our ThropX live streams, not this week, next week, which I'm very excited for. And got some exciting things to talk about with ThropX as well. We're going to be doing that. We've never done this before, but we're actually going to be doing a press conference and launch. Just saw the lights flicker. The lights may go out due to the rain or to the evening showers, if you will. So just keep that in mind. So yeah, we're going to get into all that. So let's get into some of the comments here. Let's hear from where everybody is from. And we'll go through some comments and then we'll hop into the stated agenda. What's going on, Shauna? Happy Sunday to you. And as Shauna says, remember to hit the like button while coming in. It definitely helps out. And I think this would really, the information that we're going to discuss today is going to help out a lot of people, or at least bring people up to date in respect to what's happening here. Let's get to the view there so you guys can check that out. Not super sunny, but you get the idea. Trying to bring you into my little Negril world here. Teresa is in Baltimore, Maryland. Nice to have you. Hillary's chiming in from St. Louis, Missouri. Norma is watching from, Norman. I don't have my glasses today. So that's the other thing. As I hope I can go for a couple hours here. I usually get a headache if I don't wear, like, looking at a screen without my glasses for too long, and no contacts either. So, sorry. Norman, watching from Florida. Good to have you. Patrice chiming in from Amsterdam. Awesome. I love Amsterdam. I was actually just watching a short film by a creator that I follow on in Amsterdam. It was just like on the morning, like just his creative expression of what it's like to wake up in Amsterdam, like one of my all-time favorite cities in the entire world. Love visiting there. Got to go back soon. CF is chiming in from Dallas, Texas. Nice to have you. Donna P, New York in the building. English is chiming in from California / Discovery Bay. Awesome. Melanin is in Jamaican and NYC. Happy Sunday to you as well. Jeff is from SLB. What's that? I don't know if I'm reading that wrong. And got a few comments here. Donna Bryce says, happy Sunday, Thropping Throppers from Ottawa, where it's humid, 37 degrees Celsius today. I need the 7 Mile Beach. 7 Mile Beach needs you, Donna. Looking forward to welcoming you back. Janet says, I don't understand what's going on here. You're having so much fun while others moving to Rwanda said they feel safe there. It makes one think that it's the mindset of Jamaicans living abroad. I don't know if you remember, like I did a react video to, and I don't know if this is the gentleman that you're referring to making these videos, but he's a Jamaican who's retired in Rwanda, was talking like these great things, and in a sense that saying that Rwanda is better than Jamaica in his opinion, and he's having the time of his life out there. And I think it's very different. It depends on what you're looking for. In his case, in retirement, or maybe you're spending extended periods of time, or maybe you're starting a business. So I think it's important to, when you're making these decisions, as I always say here, like it's so important to compare apples to apples, especially on an investment level. And if you're considering investing in Jamaica, perhaps your heart is here and good fond memories and that sort of thing. But I think it's also important to look at return on investment. And that doesn't necessarily always have to be like a monetary investment. I think that's very, very important. We all want to be very savvy investors and make the best investment decision for our individual circumstances and our individual goals. And maybe those criteria for you as an individual or for your family are more in line with that of a Rwanda. And, I travel fairly regularly and around the world, and I love visiting different countries that I've never been to. And, I was in South Africa just a couple of weeks ago, right before Beryl, and Cape Town. Could I see myself living there? Like, absolutely. I think the people are so amazing, great food, extremely, extremely affordable. You get just in many ways a lot more bang for your buck in accommodations and I would say even socializing. And I would even, like, for me as like somebody who likes who's a bit of an adventurous that likes to do say hikes, or while I was there trying to do cage shark diving, but it got canceled. It has an extremely, I would say, rich history, and also just a fascinating history that I believe it continues to live out in modern day. So there's a lot of things that would draw me personally to living in Cape Town in particular, and it's absolutely beautiful. I mean, then the other thing, as you speak about safety, I never felt any danger there while I was there, like not even close. But statistically speaking, it's a very, very dangerous city, and I was warned multiple times about my safety and danger, and I moved accordingly. So I never had any instance in which anything was like even a close call. But then on the other side of things, from like a cultural historical standpoint with race, I have no idea what it's like to live there, to do business there, to try to work with others. And it could be this like horrific experience that for a Black person living in modern day South Africa, maybe I couldn't get my business started, or there would be certain obstacles that I would face because of my race. I'm not saying that that's the situation. I have no idea. I can't speak to that. But what I know is, like, here in Jamaica, it's like I don't have to worry about any of that, even in the smallest of ways. I think I'm being judged accordingly, according to my aptitude, according to my business experience, and what I'm able to put together and prove and a documentation wise. And I'm speaking specifically about, raising capital through traditional financial institutions and then even networking and working with others. Like I feel Jamaica is a very good place to do business. It may not be the most seamless in terms of the bureaucratic process that you can kind of find yourself in, and that goes for both the private and public sector. But it's a system and systems that I understand, and I know there is a way. And when I look at other businesses and entrepreneurs who have been successful in ways and variations that I look to be successful in, it just shows me or lets me know that there is a path and there is opportunity. So, comparing and looking at a Rwanda or even a South Africa, as I was just doing, to a Jamaica, I think it always comes down to what your particular appetite is for standard of living in terms of lifestyle, culture. And I think that's one thing that I would rank Jamaica highly, highly on. And I do miss it. Like when I am away for a while, I just like, damn, I just love living in Jamaica. I love just how the people interact with each other. And don't get me wrong, like this is not any type of utopia by any stretch of the imagination. Of course, we have our challenges here, but nonetheless, for what Jamaica is currently now and who I am and my personality and my personal goals, like this aligns with me. So, long story short, I think it's something that you should look into as an individual, and I think it's like Jamaica should be a place for anyone to consider living, retiring, doing business, working from home. And I think there is a lot of opportunity for all of the above as we move into the future of Jamaica, because I really do believe we're in an inflection point where we are creating the future for Jamaica and future generations, and then also for our individual personal destinies as well. Lynette Wallace says, can't wait to visit. Jill C. Asked, have there always been stingrays in Negril? I don't recall seeing any back in the days. Yeah, always. Oh, I mean, as far as I can remember, even as a kid, I can remember seeing stingrays. I get, I feel lucky when I see them, like when I'm able to swim with them. I like think last year was the first time or the closest that I've ever gotten to a stingray, and also first time seeing an eagle ray. I've done manta rays, and I don't know what the regular stingrays are called, but like they're huge. Like we used to have one that swims like across the water in the or like our beach in the morning. Not sure what happened to him. Everybody called him Bob, but it was this huge stingray, and it's just like so amazing and majestic to see. But as far as I know, like there's always been stingrays there, and for anybody who's scared of them, completely harmless. And I'm not scared of them. Like it's in the slightest. I'm not trying to like touch them or anything like that. That would be silly. But for the most part, they're a big part of our marine life here, and I think it's awesome to see them. Hey, Miss Cole, thanks for chiming in. Chelsea says, Throp, this is ultra modern. I love the look. Thank you very much. Chelsea, I believe, is referring to the cottages. Josie says, hi there. I'm a few minutes behind catching up. You might consider including a small step stool so that we vertically challenged people could reach the coffee maker and the kitchen things. Oh, good idea. Okay. Good idea. Thank you for that, Joe. Appreciate that. A Hicks, the family, sending big lomas from Fiji. Wish you were here. We miss and love you. Oh man, that's my auntie. My family's in Fiji. I actually had to. I'm supposed to be in Fiji like right now, but I had to skip it. We have a family reunion there. For those that don't know, my mother's side is mom is Fijian, and we have our family reunion this week in Fiji, and I'm missing all the cousins, unfortunately. So big lomas back to you all, and please tell everybody I said hello, and I really wish I could be there, but had to cancel the trip last minute because of the hurricane. I came back to Jamaica early because of the hurricane, hoping it was going to be mild, but if you've seen the videos that I put out recently about the hurricane, it wasn't so mild, at least particularly here in Negril and Westmoreland. And having a hotel business here as well, we had a lot of people staying at the hotel that we were responsible for. and having to deal with that for the last essentially 10 days, and still, I would say, still in catch up mode. I had to cancel the trip last minute, very, very sadly. But I know I will get there. I will get there at some point. Hopefully, if not this year, hopefully sometime early next year, and I can see everybody and see all the cousins. And yeah, it would have been hard for me to get out there with all the responsibilities that I have here in Negril. But next time, again, missing you all. Wish I was there. Israel, what's up, man? Good to have you, dude. Listed in the South says hi, Throp, and everyone on the live. A blessed Sunday to you all. Nice to have you. RJ and R and J Lewis. Hello from the Netherlands. Good to see you. Another person from the Netherlands. Awesome. Jeff says from Alberta. Great news on the grill. I hear power still off on the West End and Whitehall. Oops, typo previous text. Yeah. Yeah, still power still off on the West End, even up until I did some training in Deep West End at Negril Muay Thai, and they still the pole actually the pole I showed it in one of my last videos. The light pole in Deep West End is still down. So yeah, it seems like it's gonna be a little bit over there, which I'm very sad to report that. Hopefully that can come up. Electricity will come back relatively soon. Joan Richardson says, greetings from Bermuda. Nice to have you. Another fellow Caribbean island. Jill C, happy Sunday from North Carolina, USA. Awesome. Listening to South said, I agree. Return on investment is important. Investment of the mind, body, and soul. Nothing beats peace of mind. I feel in a big way like that's what I get here living in Jamaica, and particularly in Negril. As somebody was asking me, do I like it? Like, yeah, I mean, it's just the lifestyle just completely aligns with my personality, at least at the age that I am. And I feel like we go through different phases in our lives, and this phase is like, this is perfect for me. And I think for my future goals, it's perfect for me as well. Linda MV says, hi, Throp. On one of your videos, you mentioned that you love massages at Rock House. Who do you recommend? Oh man, I would say, like, to me, this is my personal opinion, and I have a Negril spa video coming out shortly. I've been promising it from whenever, or forever, I should say, not from whenever, forever. The masseuses at Rock House are very, very technical, and you can't go wrong. Like, they're all really good. I know that's like a bad answer, but like that's the thing about like Rock House. Like, I don't really need to request anybody because they're all very technical. And what I mean by technical is like, if they feel a knot or if they feel something off, like they'll work on it. It's not like it's not like some places that you go to, they have this program that they massage here for 2 seconds, the next place 10 seconds, and they just kind of go through the motions. Like, no, it's like every individual massage is like different. And like, I'm talking about like for you specifically. And that's what I really, really appreciate about Rock House's massage setup over there. Charles says, great afternoon, all on the live stream broadcast, Throp and Network family. Nice to have you. Tisha, what's going on? Tisha says, hello, Throp and Throppers. Happy Sunday from Florida. Nice to have you on. Charles is watching from Nassau, Bahamas. Awesome. What's going on, Mark? Mark says, greetings, Throp. Family hailing from New York. Jamaica quality of life is above and beyond. The food, the culture, and the vibes is just right. I agree. Donna Bryce says, I've seen that stingray beautiful, just shuffling your feet in the sand when walking in the water. There you go. Yeah, good advice. Jill says, what do you see in the future of the healthcare system in Jamaica in general, and the grill in particular? Potential retirees and expats from the US like me have this as a concern. All right, we're going to save that for a little bit later in the stream when we talk about the Throppers think tank, because we talked about that extensively yesterday, and I'll bring that up. I'll bring that up a little later. So thank you for that, Joe. We'll talk about that shortly. Donna Bryce says, "I'm sorry you missed your family reunion." Thank you, Donna. Don't worry. We will. I will get out there at some point in time. Okay, let's get into the topic at hand, which is all different stuff about Negril. So, where should we start? Did I lose the video that I wanted? Oh no, I have it here. Okay, yeah, let's start with this video. All right, so as I mentioned at the top of the hour, or top of the show, I should say, the prime minister was in Negril on Friday, and he had a community meeting of sorts and talked about various different topics. And one of them, he was pushing for Negril to become its own municipality, or stated that it's like in process, and he was just talking about the importance of it. I was trying to find the clip of that, but I couldn't. And I saw it. It was on Instagram. I couldn't find it, but he said it. He said it. He talked about it. I promise. But we're going to build into that shortly. And what I want to do here is bring up a video. Let me see if I can share my screen of the prime minister addressing one of his. Let's see. There you go. Addressing one of these questions. So I always mess this up, but let's see if we can get it so you can hear the audio. 1 second here, guys. So this is from Negril Times, that's a YouTube channel. Great information on stuff that's happening in Negril specifically. And I think this is a great channel for Negril specific sources. So please subscribe to them. Oh no, it's not gonna let me. Oh no, I got it right here. So please subscribe to Negril Times, and we will just watch the video here. Let me know if you could hear it. All right, so just to bring some context there, Lambert, the gentleman that you saw just a second ago, I'm skipping that part, but he talks a lot about different challenges that Negril has, and he really made the case for how much money Negril brings in disproportionate to other areas of the country, and was also making the point that we don't even get a fraction. Negril doesn't even get a fraction back in terms of from the government and the public sector to uplift itself as a community. In particular, the cleanliness of the town, the roads, and he even called, I believe he used the term that Negril is like a ghetto, like a dump in a sense. And you'll see the prime minister kind of refute that and get into it. So I didn't want to go through that whole 7 minutes of him, but you'll get the context as the prime minister addresses specific aspects of what Lambert was talking. So Lambert he's the owner and proprietor of the One Love bus tour, and this tour is, I don't know how many years he's been doing it, but basically it's like a bar. What do you call it? A bar crawl, but on a bus, and his good vibes. Like our guests here, travelers love it. They go on it all the time, and they go to a bunch of different bars on the beach road, on the West End, like bar hopping. And if you've done a bar crawl before, at least in New York City, like you literally go like walk from bar to bar, and here you just hop on a bus and you go to a new bar and you go back and forth. And like as you can imagine, as the adventure, if you will, journey continues, like the vibe just continue to build and relationships continue to build. And I'm definitely going to go on this thing at some point in time, and it will be on my channel. And I think it's a great asset to Negril as a business. So let's take a listen here.
You have asked a difficult question, which I will not answer. I will do my best to answer the one. I can't answer what the tax revenue is from Negril versus what is spent. It's an interesting proposition. I would have to look at it. I suspect that the tourism areas contribute significantly to the national, but the tourism is the major foreign exchange firm, and by default, would be a significant contributor. The truth is that consecutive governments, successive governments, have not really focused on this issue of the development of the urban space. That's the reality. You consider our history, my friend, I cannot think of a town that was purposely, that was championed. Meaning that the government decided we're going to build a town here, this is how it is going to be done. I think Spanish was done that way. Maybe some parts of Kingston after it came to the design of the campus. It's certainly more broad. Maybe trench coat, protect the trench coat. No, but not our urban towns in the capital. They all just grew over time, most of them. What is clear now is that the government has to focus on this issue of the domestic urban space. All right, especially the urban space in rural areas, because it's just very congested and uncomfortable and inconvenient. That's the reality. But earlier, as Prime Minister of Jamaica, I could not supply and allow you to describe.
So I'll just touch on on the development of the urban space, particularly the rural areas such as Negril here, right? And I stated this last year, maybe mid last year or something like that, around then. And I was saying that Negril has a rush hour now, which it never did before. And it may be like a very small rush hour, like nothing compared to New York City or LA or anything like that. However, if you're going downtown, especially on a Friday around 5 o'clock, there is going to be a lineup of vehicles, like from the roundabout, even up sometimes past travelers. And it's just that time of the day where people are getting out of work, transitioning to go home, and going to and from, whether it's to Sav or to Lucy or whatever have you. And there is a buildup of traffic. And it's going to continue to get worse. Like, there is no question. You've already seen the progression of it, even now, just visually. I don't have any quantitative measures to present to you to justify what I'm saying, but I can say from the lived experience, you can see this is going to get worse, and there is going to continuously be a pileup of traffic moving downtown. And as we'll get into with like these new investments that are coming, like you're bringing like this is going to be like the most rapid growth that Negril has ever seen. Like this time period that we're about to go into, we will have never seen this amount of expansion and growth in such a short period of time. And so you're going to get the people and the businesses who are going to be creating and building the infrastructure of the future between the hotels, and with the hotels, you're going to have the workers who are going to be building these hotels, and they're going to need somewhere to live, and then the people who are going to be coming to work at those hotels, aside from the construction workers, are going to need somewhere to live. And so, like, you're going to have this mass development of, again, relative to the history of Negril. You're going to have more and more development than we've ever had before, and it's definitely going to play into the road traffic here. And we've talked extensively about the highway, the bypass, and all these things, and I have no idea if it's going to line up in time, so to speak, that could circumvent the teething process that I believe we're just going to have to go through. And I always think about, I don't know, for those who were around when they were doing construction on Barbican in Kingston, like I believe it was like almost 2 years. It was freaking nightmare. nightmare, 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 nightmare. But the city of Kingston and that area in particular, it had to go through that. And now it's paying dividends, and it will pay dividends in perpetuity, that forever, that sacrifice of 2 years or whatever it was that they had gone through of being greatly inconvenienced, now forever generations will be able to benefit from them saying, hey, we're going to do this, we're going to make this sacrifice, but it's going to streamline traffic and make it getting in and out of that area a lot better. So I believe we're going to have elements of that, multiple elements of that in this side of the country, and I believe that's going to be true in other sides of the country as well. So that's my interpretation of the Prime Minister's response to that. So let's keep going here.
Our thoughts and we will have. And it's the facts. The point is that we must maintain our rank. But I want to say to you that it's offended the way you feel, because I do have that feeling when I don't express it. For the moment. Yes, but you know, you don't want other people to say, but it's not he said so. It's you said so. That's all you describe yourself. So we have to be always very careful and mindful of the words that we describe ourselves as people.
So the Prime Minister right there is talking about when Lambert was calling Negril a ghetto or dump. I forget the exact words that he used, but he's using those words to describe Negril out of frustration. And really, we know as Negrilians who live here and have been here for extended period of time, some of us born and raised here, we know the potential that we have as a town. It just needs better management and better leadership, and also the resources to maintain it. Not only maintain it, but really give the upliftment. At this point, it needs it needs a complete overhaul in many aspects of Negril. And that's where the frustration of calling it as he referred to as like it looks like a ghetto, and like it's just not clean, and it's definitely not modern by any stretch of the imagination. And so that's what the Prime Minister is addressing, and he's just basically saying, be careful how you describe your hometown and that sort of thing. But hopefully, I think Lambert was more so saying it out of like, hey, let's get motivated and do something about it, so we never and nobody can refer to Negril as such.
Now, yes, they need of a facelift. It's not just Negril. It's all over. It's all over. I go back to the impact of Harmony Park on Montego, on St. James. Just having the park split in So the plans that we have are for the market for shifting on the road, all of that is going to improve. Right? I want to give you some hope that will happen. But it's important to is the catalyst for it. Because the moment that we start to do these public infrastructure improvement, it gives confidence to the private enterprises to start to reinvest in their own properties as their property values improve. So I'm giving you hope, sir, that we will be paying attention to the tone of the truly beautiful place where you can do your domestics, and want to go to the market, they want to go to the market in convenience, they want to shop, they need space, sidewalks to walk, you need parking in your town. All of these are issues that I'm sensitive to, and it will be addressed. Now
so he mentioned three things there. So he mentioned the Negril Beach Park, fruit and vegetable market, and the road. I'm assuming he's talking about the bypass road. He said the shifting of the road. I'm assuming bypass highway. I think that's what he's talking about. I could be mistaken there. And so downtown Negril, we're gonna pull up the map shortly. Trust me. So downtown Negril. Let's just do it right now. Downtown Negril is going to turn into. Hold Let me see if I can do it on another one. It's going to turn into. Trying to get, let me bring up the map before I start describing it. But basically, where the beach park is, they're trying to replicate a Harmony Park situation, and then moving along Nampo Road, that's supposed to be like where, up from what I understand, like government buildings and that sort of thing. Sorry. And then along Nampo Road, you have the fruit and vegetable market, which they are working on. Sorry, this is taking a little bit to load up here. All right, hold on. We're going to stop that. Okay, cool. So all right, so here is downtown Negril. This is the roundabout here. Let me zoom out first to give everybody a little bit of context here. So we got the map of Jamaica. Negril is the westernmost part of Jamaica. So we're going to zoom in, and we have the 5 mile of White Sand Beach, and then we have 2 miles here. That's what makes up the 7 miles of Negril. And this is arguably the most popular aspect of Negril, and what draws people here is, in a big way, is the beach. And at the start of the beach, downtown here, we have the Negril Beach Park, which is basically like this open space here, and then we have the Negril Community Center, and then we have the Negril Craft Market. So essentially different spaces, same area. And I would hope that all three of these areas would be, and I believe this is how they're going to do it, they're going to be interacting, complementing, working with each other. And I mean, and it's just so unique to have a public space like this in this particular location. Like, it's so super centralized, and it's beautiful. It's a great space. Unfortunately, it's closed now because it was supposed to be renovated. I mean, this has been closed like before COVID, so we've kind of gotten used to not having a public park for our community. Sadly, at this point in time, this is our basketball court. I mean, many games that I've played here. I got stitches because of games there, twisted ankles, all that. A lot of great memories, fun memories there. And you have a lot of space to work with. And then over here, we have the Negril Community Center. And then also, this is the office of the Nagalpa, Negril Green Island Planning Authority as well. So if you're trying to get any sort of building structure approved or anything like that, this is where you submit your plans to the office here. And then this is the Negril Craft Market, and also, sorry, I forgot to mention, the Negril Fishing Village. So this is the South Negril River, and this is where the fishermen and also just general boatmen, glass bottom boatmen, scuba diving, like yada yada yada. Like, this is where they park their boats. If you're towards the south, if you're more towards the north, you will park on the northern Negril River, which is up here by Little Bay Country Club and the Negril sign. All right, so let's get back down here. And so, as I was mentioning before, it tends to happen in the evenings around 5 o'clock, around rush hour time, is like you'll have traffic back up from here at the roundabout all the way up to, I've seen it, to Travelers. I mean, it clears. It's just slow. It clears up fairly quickly. I have to say, it's it's not like this, like, oh, you're just sitting there, and like you're just like for hours. Like it's not like that at all. It could turn into that, and there's not much stopping our reality from turning into something of that nature. But it's already happening, where you'll just be kind of slowly moving. And keep in mind, most people like moving around the grill are used to like zipping up and down. When I say zipping, like not driving fast, but like you can get like, normally thinking normal times, you can get anywhere on the beach road within 5 to 7 minutes. Like that's no longer the case. You kind of have to plan 15 minutes, and not because it's far, it's because of the traffic and just more people on the road, more people trying to cross the street that you want to be mindful of, and that sort of thing. So it takes just a little bit longer to get to and from A to B, or just in and around the grill, period. It's not like it was before, like you can leave before a meeting 5 minutes and you'll be on time. What else are we talking about here? Okay, and then we were talking about the next thing. So this is Napa Road, and this is the road leading into going towards South Lamar, so Sheffield, Little London, that direction. And let's just kind of go through some familiarities here so we can give ourselves an idea of what we're going through. So this is okay. Fire Station Road, kind of confused myself here. This is Fire Station. So this is Fire Station Road, and this is the Negril Fire Station. This is Ruby's gas station. And then we have station, and then hold on, the Negril bus park here, and then we have the Negril fruit and vegetable market here. So this is not updated, so that's why I'm confused. So this, I'm almost certain this is Negril fruit and vegetable market, the area. And so right now, where people get their fruit and veg is up this little lane. And if you've been to Negril and you've bought fruit and vegetables at this market, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So this lane is like really bad. Like it's just a mall road. And then the fruit market here is just kind of tucked in there a little bit. But that's where you can go to get fresh fruits and vegetables, like on a day-to-day basis right now. Trust me, not the greatest setup, but it's been there forever. Make it work. And so very much the community as a whole, in a big way, is looking forward to the newly renovated fruit and vegetable market. All right. I think that kind of brings everybody up to the geography reference points that the Prime Minister was talking about, or I was alluding to before. All right, let's bring back up. Let's finish up this presentation. Let's keep watching here.
That's the nature of our tourism, the evolution of being all inclusive. You know, the truth is that the evolution of all inclusive, what that means for the business is survive. That's the reality. The issue of not being able to.
All right, so context here is Lambert was making the point that, would I say putting down all inclusives, but he's making the point that the modern day traveler is trending away from all inclusives. And he brought up these different statistics. I don't know where the reference points for those statistics or where he got them from, but he's basically saying that all inclusives are trending downwards for travelers and more moving towards Airbnb. And he was just asking, basically, what is the government doing about this travel trend, right? And the Prime Minister is addressing that. So that's the context of his response right now.
For the space in which your visitors will participate. The truth is all about is that Negril has defined that. Negril is about integrating in the space. If anything else, Negril has proven that you can integrate in community tourism. And more visitors can visit. But you're also very worried about how the places look to the visitor, especially the visitor who is traveling all over and see other places where the quality of the public infrastructure is much better. Now, the question is how
I'm gonna pause it here because of the music. Sorry to do that because I just don't know if it's and I don't want the video to be taken down. But essentially he is addressing the Airbnb and the modern traveler and specifically Negril being this hub or an example of where people can come and move outside of their hotels and the four walls of the hotels and enjoy all that Jamaica has to offer. And Negril has the most small, as far as I know, most small hotels per capita in Jamaica and perhaps maybe even in the Caribbean. And if you know the strip here, there is a small hotel after small hotel after small hotel. And so, what was I gonna do? I was gonna bring something up. Actually, I'm probably gonna bring up another video. Yeah, so Negril is like small hotel after small hotel, and he's just kind of making the point that to Lambert's point of like, hey, if we're gonna be putting people out there in Negril, like they should have like sidewalks and they should have like a beautiful place to walk around. All right, so that's essentially the end of that. Let me bring that down and bring you back up there. The beach's still cloudy here. All right, so I'm gonna bring up another video. I haven't even watched this one. This is from Negril Times as well. All right, so we're gonna be watching this together for the first time, and I think it's gonna be speaking to, and then we're gonna move into the water. I think it's gonna be speaking into more so the park, Negril Beach Park. There we go. Okay, and this is Elaine Bradley. She's the president of the Negril Chamber of Commerce. And yeah, we're going to watch this together for the first time.
But we need a deep.
All right, so reading here, during a meeting on Friday, July 12, 2024, Negril Chamber of Commerce President Elaine Bradley addressed Prime Minister Andrew Holness, expressing concern about Negril's overemphasis on tourism while neglecting the needs of the local community.
Is talking about that. Now, there's a lot of things. I'm Negril, and there's a lot of things that Negril needs and wants, and they've been on the books. And as your permanent secretary knows, it's been on the books for over 30 years. Now, one of them mainly, which is my peeve, and it goes for people. Our Negril space has not even got a park for our people to go for recreation. Now we are talking about mental health is on the rise. If I'm at my home and I'm depressed, I could go in the park, hear the children, listen to the birds, and that would relieve some of the stress I've got. Negril, that's been on the cards for years. The space is there. And it had so many fences around it that there's none. Millions have been spent there, putting up fences as if we're cows or hogs, and nothing has happened in that space. So please, Mr. Prime Minister, our people are our asset, and they need some recreation, not just the beach. Some can't swim. We need a park for our people to have recreation. Please, sir, I'm begging you. And if the last thing you do, you please give us a park.
Definitely going to get demonetized.
other things that we need, like the market. We need a lot at the market badly. We need a decent, also, craft market for the people to supply their crops. We need these things in our space so we feel like human beings. Right now, Negril people do not feel as if they're valued and they are human beings. Thank you.
Let me start with the parks. I mean, like Emancipation Park. They named to reflect the kind of
Sorry, it's buffering here.
national aspiration, national spirit. So, the most honorable participants.
Let's give it a sec to buffer here.
He did Emancipation Park. I was able to do Harmony Park. So that's for St. James. We are now about 10% advanced in the construction of the Resilient Park in Portland. Now I know that we have identified some places here. We haven't made a decision yet as to what will be the parish park, but there are some other parks that I'm actually waiting on a message here. Right. So there is actually a park that is going to be jointly funded between the TEF and the UDC, which is going to be. You want to tell us a little bit more about that? It is the normal management. Right. And I gather one of the hotels here.
So that was I just know his voice, but that was Kerry Wallace in the background, who you didn't see, the camera didn't pan to, and he is the executive director of the TEF, or the Tourism Enhancement Fund. So a lot of the funds that for tourism specific projects come from the Tourism Enhancement Fund, and that money comes from a tax or tariff, if you will, that is on every airline ticket for every person who comes into Jamaica. I believe it's, don't quote me, maybe it's $20 a person or something like that. Don't quote me on that. But some amount on every single airline ticket coming into Jamaica goes into that fund. And that fund is, and the money in that fund is used to and for different tourism specific projects. And Kerry Wallace is the one who actually signs those checks, and it goes through, and he's the final yay or nay veto person on those funds, as I understand it. And that's who the Prime Minister was referring to, and he was clarifying that it was the Negril Beach Park that that he is talking about.
To make a contribution towards the park. So you will have, so this parish will have more than one parks of decent size, and there won't be beach parks but there will be real parks for recreation, for solitude, for enjoying nature. They'll be really well built park. They are being prepared to go to our public investment and assessment system. So that means once it is going through that system, it means it is well on its way. It's on its way. I don't like to say it's in the investment pipeline. I would say it is on the investment train line. It is moving. Right. So yes, there's one part definitively.
And this is where we will start.
But they some drawings. So yes, to answer your question, yes.
All right. So let's see if there's anything left here.
The market in his budget presentation. And my understanding is that drawings have been prepared. Drawings are prepared for it.
Hold on, I want to look at that one more time. Negril Market aerial view. I'm assuming this is I guess it's more than a fruit and vegetable market, but it looks pretty nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 18. Okay, looks very nice. Let's keep going.
Prepared for it. And once that is being done, it means Oh, they didn't hear I was going.
Mr. Prime Minister, sir, before the market could move ahead, the Negril Chamber of Commerce had to pay for the soil testing. So we paid for the soil testing, and that was nearly $1 million. And that was the Negril Chamber, and yet no market.
It's very important that the persons here appreciate this, right? We would like government at the speed of that. We would like government at the speed of thought. But let's think about everything that is involved in government. I mean, you want the end result to be the bottle of water. But you know, to get this water here, the testing, the process. And that's what we are trying to pay attention. We're trying to pay attention to the process to make sure that it's done correctly, sustainably, financially feasible.
All right, cool. And the last video I'm going to bring up here is talking about the water situation in Negril, because I think this all ties in. So we'll watch this, discuss, and then this will kind of wrap up this topic, so to speak. 1 second here. Let me share my screen. A lot of screens today.
To the people of Negril who are having a real difficult time, that plans are in place for Negril to put in new pipelines, new plants.
This is the start of the 300-meter, where the NWA will be fixing the road all the way back to West End. And this is where we will start our first leg of pipeline rehabilitation, where we have a 6 inches AC pipe. This will impact the entire West End in terms of increasing flow. It's an incremental part of what is being done. Our long-term plan is to extend an 8 inches pipeline all the way to Hoghaven to the West End end. And this is the first phase.
And we are working assiduously to address the problem. So I want to give hope to the residents of Negril that your water situation is a priority for the government, and we are addressing it.
So with that, I think that is like huge. When he's talking about, actually, I don't know who that was who was talking, sorry. But they were talking about an 8-inch pipe, and like that is huge. And like the 8-inch pipe specifically to the West End all the way to Hoghaven. So let me show you where this is a very important part of, man, I lost my map. So Hoghaven is deep West End. And as far as I know, they do not have city water infrastructure in place. As far as I know, I could stand corrected. Sorry, wrong screen there. I could stand corrected. There we go. So again, just to give context where we are, so we're back downtown Negril. This is the roundabout here, and like let's move to the West End. So this is West End Road. We're going along. Let's give some landmarks here. Somebody was asking about, and just because we're going along, somebody was asking about. Let me see if I saved the comment. Sorry, I can't find it. But somebody's asking about like where boats parked and yachts park in Negril. So we used to have, or I guess technically it's still there, the Negril Yacht Club. Almost certain this is it. It's not labeled, but I'm almost certain this is it. Yeah, this is Negril Yacht Club. And then we also used to have a boat gas station, which this was used to be German Bar. Totally forget what it was before German Bar, but I believe it's closed now, and you can no longer gas up your boat there. But this was the Negril Yacht Club, and I don't know if it's even a deep enough of an area to park large boats, but I'm sure you can create a marina and boats can park there. But this was, in its heyday, this was the Negril Yacht Club, so to speak. So this is where it used to be, but right now, the only time like you see yachts, and it's like if you look out here on your screen, like the billionaires when they do bring their super yachts here, it's like right out on your screen on the left. Like if you look at the left screen, it's like right out there. That's where they park. I don't know why they park in front of travelers, but that's where it usually is, where usually they park their boats. So anyway, let's continue along the west end here. This is Ocean Cliff. This is where we did Throp X all white party the first year. Let's keep moving here. Samsara Hotel, X-Stabi, great place to do snorkeling. Three Dives Great Jerk Chicken was on the, what do you call that show? Whatever that world racing show was called. That was on there. I forget. Something race. Sorry. Anyway, Rock House here. Sips and Bites. Great breakfast. Great lunch. Great spot. Oh my gosh. One of my favorite places to eat. And then this is Coral Seas Cliffs. This is a property that we sold at ThropX that a group of investors pooled their money and purchased. It's now called the West. And so that's that. Let's keep going along West End Road here. This is Negril Escape, La Mirage. That is the sister property to Shirella Inn on the Beach Road. Catch a Falling Star, another great restaurant as well. Villa Samir, nice villa here. Let's keep going. The famous caves that is for sale for, I believe, $18 million, if I'm not mistaken, US that is. We got the Negril Lighthouse here. And then here, this is where we split off. Make sure I know what I'm talking about. And then I guess here is officially where it begins the deep West End, right? So we're going down deep West End. This is the Cliff Hotel. Where are we going? Oh yeah, Hog Haven. It's like we're taking this journey and I'm not sure the destination. Okay, that's the Cliff Hotel. And we keep going here. A few other. I want to bring up Wild Coffee Retreats. Pretty cool place here. Small hotel, deep West End. Amazing artwork. Let me see if I can bring that up. I love this place. I haven't been there in a little while. They have great artwork. Let's see if they have any here. Kind of get an idea. So this gives you an idea of like the artwork that they have. I believe some of them are for sale. Just so dope. This is Wild Coffee Retreats. Trying to see if I see any more of the artwork. There you go. Kind of gives you an idea. Like just beautiful stuff. Anyway, I keep getting distracted here. All right, let's keep it moving. All right. Okay, this is Ripple. I referred to this property before. This is like a new villa on the west side. Never been inside. Only seen like drone pictures, but it's like really modern and like super beautiful. Let's see if we could bring up any picture. I guess not. Guess they don't have any pictures of. I feel like I got pictures before. I don't know why it's not coming up now. Oh, there we go. So this is a relatively new villa. Maybe Negril's newest villa. Looks super beautiful. Never been inside, but like looks super beautiful from outside. Drone shots, these pictures. You know, and I really believe like Negril needs so much more of this, these villas, and I think it's like a great opportunity. And I spoke to one villa owner on the beach here, and they were just telling me, our manager, she was just telling me how well the villa is doing, and she's renting it for, I think it's just under 3,000 US per night, and she's, averaging, I don't know. She's like a very high. She's like she's almost never not booked sort of thing. And I don't know how Ripple is doing, but I think we need more of this type of market for Negril, and I think we're perfectly set up. And there are actually a few villas. You know, maybe I'm kind of speaking this into reality in the universe. There are a few villas that are coming up along here. I think this is like I've said this before, like this is the perfect row to be Villa Row of Negril. Like the view here is spectacular, spectacular, spectacular. And then this is my friend Angela's place somewhere west, which is actually for sale. It's already a great looking property. I think, you know, if you make it into your own, I think this could do exceptionally, exceptionally well. It's saying great, beautiful view, great infrastructure. I think somebody taking this over, good management, good marketing could do really well. Could do really well with this. Anyway, continue to get distracted. So essentially, I don't know like the official breakdown, and what we're talking about here. Let me bring it back. Is we're talking about the 8-inch water pipe coming into Negril, into, as the gentleman was saying in the video, into Hog Haven. So this, I don't know forgive me, my geography here, but I don't know the exact boundaries. But what I do know is like everybody would consider like basically all of this, and if you just see me like kind of circling my mouse here, all of this to be Hog Haven, and this is where he's talking about bringing in the 8-inch pipe. And if you're bringing in an 8-inch pipe, I don't even know I don't think we have an 8-inch pipe out here in the grid. I think we have a 6-inch pipe, if I'm not mistaken. I will verify that. But if you're talking about an 8-inch pipe to back here, to me, you're thinking future. You're thinking development. You're thinking more people, higher population. So I don't know how much an 8-inch pipe could, what would I say? How much that could supply in terms of the amount of people, but it just tells me that they're thinking very, very far ahead. And so this is Hog Haven back here. This is High Life Villa. So this was the Coca-Cola heiress's house. Everybody knows, giving a little history on the grill here. And it was converted into the High Life. We went here for a visit as part of the Negril real estate tour for ThriveX 2023. The view is ridiculous. Even if they have a picture of the view, it will never, it could never justify like what it looks like in real life. But this essentially is just like gorgeous, beautiful, beautiful view. And we went on a very, very rainy day. And I don't know what it looked like before, but they've done a spectacular job in modernizing it. I'm trying to find a little bit more, so a few more outdoor pictures. But this is Deep West End that we're looking at right now. And a property of this nature kind of shows, at least to me, it like shows you the potential of what you can do back there. And it's very, very peaceful. And this thing right here, like this is an estate. It's not like, I don't know how big it is, but it's many acres. I could tell you that. Like this is it right here. If you can see me circling my mouse, and you can't really see the topography of the land and the contour of like the depth. Wait, maybe we can. Hold on. Show imagery. Oh no. I'm trying to see if they can show terrain. No. Sorry. But basically, like from this, it's like this is like a lower hill, this is a lower hill, this is a lower hill. So it's like almost stadium seating. So you'll never have a situation where the like any view from these subsequent rows, so to speak, will be blocking off the sea view. And it's just beautiful and a very, very peaceful peaceful community. It's about 15 minutes to Nampro Road, which is here. So this is where we were talking about. So this is like one of the main arteries of Negril here. So this is Nampro Road, and then this is the Beach Road. So from, call it here, Hog Haven, from this point to about here is going to take you about 15 minutes to get to. So if you were living back there, so to speak, that'll give you an idea. And so you wouldn't follow back the West End shoreline road, so to speak. You're going to go inland and follow this road through Whitehall, and bring you out here if you want to go to the beach or something like that. So, Amazing Race. Thank you, Donna. That was the name of the show I was trying to refer to with not Sweet Spice, Three Dives. All right, so that kind of gives a little bit of a context on the water and where things are going. It seems like they're making it very much a priority, which it is, And somebody asked me about, I was referred to this. Somebody asked me, like, how can you continuously invite and promote Negril as this investment opportunity, and you have these challenges as a community, particularly the war situation? And my response to that is, like, you have to believe that this is a short-term challenge. Same thing with the road, as we talked about that becoming more of a problem, so to speak, and the traffic building up. And like the Prime Minister said, is like, once these public investments are made, it's going to put confidence in, or further confidence in future investors and potential investors. And as I opened up with in thinking, and hopefully us, I think of you all and us as savvy investors, and we can see things before it happens, right? And if you can imagine, once these things are put in place, it's going to bring the value of so many things up, not just real estate, but the value of living here in terms of the quality of life. Of course, the real estate is going to go up. And imagine, the water problems are behind us, and now you can start building and increasing the population here in a safe way where everybody can get water and adequate electricity, and you'll be able to go to different markets and be able to live a little bit more of a comfortable lifestyle because of the investments that were made. This is more and more people are going to want to move here. And you got to ask yourself, is like, do you want to invest in, if you're thinking about it, that is, if you want to invest in Negril now before these things are put in place, or do you want to invest in Negril after they are put into place? And it depends on your risk appetite, right? And if you wait till after these things are put in place, you're going to be paying a little bit of a premium on that. Like, and that's just the way things are, and that's just the way the world works. Let's get to some questions here. Oh yeah, this I already addressed this. Most asked, thought, where can yachts dock in near Negril, or Negril Marina plans? Great channel, thank you. I talked about the yacht club at that point, and I won't rehash it. Joe says, so I don't really follow Jamaican politics much, but how much time does the Holness have in office? Will he be able to get this done during his term? No, he won't be able to get this done during his term. He can start it, but the election, I don't really follow politics too closely either, but I do know the election is next year. And it's an important election, especially for continuity. And I have said before, I am very much in favor of the direction that this country is heading in. I think we are heading in a beautiful direction, and like there are so many things that are improving with the country. And it's still frustrating, even from a Negril perspective, of things having to take so long, and things that we've been talking about for forever, and it's not working out. But I can see the vision, and I can feel the difference between how we were X amount of years ago to how we are now, and how the future looks. And I said this before, man, if these guys want to win the election, and Lambert was actually talking about this in his opening speech and his opening questions, it's like there needs to be a better connection between the average Jamaican and what is happening. Because I think, this is my personal opinion, I think what this administration is doing, it's very long-term thinking. And it's great. It's going to be great for Jamaica, but it's not going to be great for Jamaica tomorrow. And the average person, average Jamaican, it's important to them that their lives are improved, or at least they see and feel improvement and see and feel the impact that the government is having. And I think that they are doing a good job in that sense. You know, I think they are doing a good job in impacting the average person, but I think they do kind of a poor job on letting people know what they're doing, to be honest. And it's just like, or maybe not letting them know, but like making the connection. Like that's where I'll say it's just like that they're not doing well at. It's like making the connection of the things that they're doing and how it is either affecting their lives in a positive way now, and then like taking credit for it as well. And it's affecting the lives of individuals in a positive way now, and how it will benefit them and their children in the future. So my personal opinion, I think they could just do a lot better job at that. And to answer your questions directly, Joe, like they say next year at some point is when the election should be called, and I don't think he's going to be able to complete these projects in this term if he were to lose the election, so to speak. But if he doesn't win, you know, I hope the other, you know, whoever would take over or something like that would continue these projects and to support them, because like it would be ridiculous for it not to be. But I again, just from what I'm hearing and talking to people, I can tell you there is a disconnect. You know, that's kind of my point in bringing that up. Happy Sunday, Suzette. Appreciate you all. You, Suzette, you, Joe, Jeff, thank you. Shauna, I see you there. I saw Chris earlier. Thank you all for your support as channel members. I really appreciate channel members. Tisha, as a Patreon, thank you all so much. Jeff says, hey, Throp, and everyone chiming in from Montreal. Nice to have you, Jeff. Tisha says, Throp, somewhat random, but similar to how there is an amount of each flight into Jamaica that goes to the TF. Is there such a contribution coming from outside investors that are operating in Jamaica? Let me see if I understand that right. So like a portion of their profits coming back to Jamaica? As far as I know, no. So your question continues here, where they contribute to infrastructure and public health, etc., of the country that they are earning in. As far as I know, no, I don't know of anything of that nature. But I do think, and I feel that contingencies and deals of that nature could still be included in future contracts. I know some of the hotels that are coming to this area, they are building housing for their employees because it's needed. Like a 500, 800 room hotel, 1,000 room hotel coming to Negril, there's nowhere for those people to live. They're going to be coming from Montego Bay. Like, you know, we almost need to build like small little towns, small little cities for those workers at this point in time, because we don't have the housing. Same thing for Negril. I think with the development of Negril, and as the title says, as we talk about Negril possibly becoming its own municipality, I don't think it's like possible anymore. I think it's in the process of happening. As a matter of fact, it is happening. And so with that, I think it's so important, and this is twofold, and you know, two different sides of the same coin, is that we continue to think and put in the forefront the average Jamaican and the average person living in Negril, and make sure that we are thinking of them and that they are part of this plan of upliftment, right? And as the infrastructure gets uplifted, as more and more investment comes into Negril and into Jamaica, their quality of their life and their opportunity more than anything else has to be increased. You know, that's my personal opinion. And on the other side, and that's along the same lines, is that I would like to see more of the people who are working in Negril living in Negril. And Negril continues to become more and more expensive. And I believe that there should be more housing to keep people who work in Negril, because that's going to help the economy as a whole. And if we could have more people who live in Negril, who work in Negril, live in Negril, those same people are going to come and support our businesses, whether it's our restaurants, the jerk chicken man, the coming to do enjoy the beach or go on a boat ride, instead of say going home, which may be 45 minutes away. You're not going to come back to Negril, or half an hour away. You're like, especially if you don't have a car, you're not going to come back to Negril and enjoy yourself and bring your family. Or if you do, it's going to be very one-off situation. It's going to be a birthday, it's going to be Mother's Day, it's going to be Father's Day or something like that, Christmas. But it's not not set up for you to come back and spend your money and keep it in the ecosystem. So from a macroeconomic standpoint, I think there is a high incentive to get people or build and develop the infrastructure and the development of Negril with the people who live here in mind. And I think that can really create this our own little economic ecosystem in a big way. So that's just something I constantly think about from a quality of life for the average Jamaican standpoint, from a business owner standpoint, and especially like we're a hotel that very much caters to the local community and is very welcoming to any Jamaican from any part of Jamaica to come in, enjoy our facilities, enjoy the restaurant, stay with us as guests, etc. And this is an important part of our business model. It's an important part of our identity. And if we can, a worker from another hotel can, go home on a Friday and when home being 10 to 15 minutes away, change off, come back for happy hour, buy some beer and some wings at Travelers, and then enjoy a nighttime entertainment. And like, that's their Friday evening after a long, hard week of work. Like, that's amazing. That's a great lifestyle. And they get to enjoy Negril just like many visitors come to enjoy Negril. Let's keep going with some comments here. Vicus, what's going on? It's been channel member for 11 months. Appreciate you, my man. Appreciate you, crazy. Appreciate you all. Thank you so much for the support. Almost a year right now. Chiming in from London. Do you know how businesses can bid for these infrastructure projects? Well, there is a public procurement process. So if you're a registered business, they put it out for tender usually in a newspaper saying that they have say if you're doing road work or laying the pipes for Negril, so to speak, as far as if I used to be a little bit more involved, at least how it used to be, the government has to have, I believe, 3, what do you call those? 3 like pro forma proposals from 3 different companies to do whatever that project is. But this is also, as the Prime Minister was alluding to or talking about, he was begging patience with the community in terms of like having an understanding of what the bureaucratic process is like, because it is set that way in order to mitigate against corruption, right? And I understand this, and it's so freaking annoying. So going with, say, I'm not 100% sure this is the way it works, but sure that this is the way it works. But for argument's sake, the government puts out a public procurement process and says, hey, we are looking to do this type of work in Negril during this period. The government has to sift through tens, maybe hundreds of different applications and proposals, and then sift down to like 3, and then and also making sure that it's not like the minister's cousin's brother, whatever it is. There's no sort of nepotism in happening in choosing whatever contractor that there is. It should be the best person, best company for the job, who's going to deliver on time and under budget, and that's who we should be going with. But that process can be an arduous one and really cost the city, the country, just time, right? And it just takes time to go through that. So that's how I know and understand that these bids, how these contracts are given out. At least that's how I used to understand it. It could be very different, but I'm not sure if it changed that much. Chris, thank you so much for the donation. Appreciate you so much. Chris says, stroppers and viewers, please click the like button. Yes, please click the like button. That really does help out a lot. Thank you so much, Chris. Really, really appreciate your support. let's go through some more comments here. Donna Bryce says, I was a participant in a recent meeting with CEOs of a major global corporations. There was a lot of interest in Negril, but felt the need for more villa accommodations. There you go. There you go. It's so true. Like I think you're going to do very well because I was counting them up and I kid you not, I think there's 5 villas. Like when I say villas, like standalone villas. So there's Idlewild Villas on the beach, which has several villas on the one property. But as a standalone, isolated villa, I think there's maybe 5 in Negril, which sounds crazy. And renting a house is different from a villa, right? And so there is 3 on the beach. You have this new one. Oh my gosh, what is it called? I think it's called, I could be wrong. I think it's like the newest one on the beach. I think it's like Irie Villa. There's the Issa House. I know there's one more villa on the beach. Oh, and Aqua Moon. Those are the 3 villas, standalone villas that I know that are on the beach right now. Idlewild Villas aside, because that's a property that has villas on top of villas in one property. On the west end, you have Ripple. You have the name of this one, Little Waters, which is coming south of Ripple. I can actually show you on the map. You have, let's Sorry about that. We no, not done. Sorry, lost connection there. All right, let's keep going here. So at least the sun's coming out. So yeah, you get my point. There are not a lot of villas in Negril, like handful, not even 10. And I think that especially post COVID, that market is has grown tremendously. I know it does very, very well in Treasure Beach. I would consider and say that Treasure Beach is probably the villa capital of Jamaica, in my opinion. I mean, there's so many, and then there's so many being built. You know, Hurricane Beryl aside, there were so many being built, and it's so beautiful, and it's like it's a perfect location for that type of accommodation. Low density, like community focus. Like I love it, and it's a great place to rent villas. And if you're like a small group of people, or you're a family, or a couple of families, it's a great way to vacation and experience Jamaica. Um, Donna Bryce says those CEOs also prefer the vibe of Negril over Tulum, despite Tulum's luxury offerings. Interesting. I've been saying this, like, I love Tulum too. Like, they have their accommodations just beat us like crazy. I have to say, it's like very. It's just the reality, and even like their infrastructure, they just have that over us. They just have good road, modern accommodations right through, and the consistency in the experience is very. It's just there. It's just there, but what they don't have over us is culture. They just don't. They just don't. Like, that is something that I felt in the time that I was there was missing, and then if I'm comparing us to them, so to speak, I think that that's a competitive advantage that we have. But we can get there, because we have in a big way, like the foundation of Jamaica and the foundation of Negril is just there. It just needs to be just worked and molded a little bit. And with villas, I think you can do phenomenally well here, because you don't, at least now, you got almost no competition pretty much. Ian says, "What's up, Ian? Hope you're well, man." Ian says, "It really does feel like there's never a plan for the workers. It's always about new infrastructures and tourists. After you exit the boulevard, the living state could improve." I agree totally, and I think that with more of like a higher focus of the workers, and like, hey, and then even if we have to, like, to curve the argument for people, investors, to be selfish, like, okay, if you are thinking about your own business, right, and you are thinking about making this investment, imagine you had 100 potential more customers, or 500, or 1,000 more potential more customers, because because they live within close proximity to your business, and you design it in a way that, like, hey, they're 10 to 15 minutes away from home, and you had 1,000 more people who are 10 to 15 minutes away from your business, from their home, and where they're working from. You're going to come back, and like all of that is going to circle back into the community. And then as I think about, say, the potential of the potential of Negril turning into its own municipality, imagine we got to a point, and like, this is the beauty of this. This is like the sheer beauty of this. In right now, I don't feel like Negril has it's holding its destiny in its own hand, because we're split between the parish of Westmoreland and the parish of Hanover. And in many ways, we are, in positive and negative ways, we are thrown between the two parishes. And I would like to think neither one of those parishes wants to give up the benefits of having Negril in each. And I completely understand that. But as a community, and a growing community, it's like, imagine we had the agency to take a portion of what we have made from taxes or whatever have you, and we can say as a community, all right, this year as a community, we're coming together and we would like to throw in X amount of dollars into just fixing the entire beach road, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to take a hit on, I don't know, like I was going to say the beach park, but that's probably a bad example. Maybe we're going to take a hit from putting up this building that we wanted to put up, right? And in this year, we're going to fix the beach road. It's going to take, a 16-month project, but that's what we're going to do as a community, and we all vote, and it's done. But like now, no, we got to go to either the Westmoreland Municipal Corporation, or we need to go to our MP who goes to Parliament to advocate for us. You know what I'm saying? And so like the different touch points to actually making a decision and putting action in place to do this, whatever thing that we want to do. It's so many roads, but imagine we're our own city and we are the ones, the people in this city are making the decisions that we want for ourselves, as opposed to what happens many times is like people who are in Kingston are making the decision for our community here, and they may not necessarily understand the challenges that we have and also the future needs that we have and are at the forefront of our minds. And so it's a huge thing. It's a huge thing to even being discussed at this level, at the prime minister's level. And it's something that I know many, many people are very excited for. And, as potential investors, I think this is something that you should be incredibly excited for in conjunction. And, and I always say this, it's like Jamaica and for certain Negril, we're not doing or excited by like one thing that's happening or one thing that's coming, We're not just excited for the highway from Montego Bay to Negril. We're not just excited because that also comes with the international airport. That comes with the 8-inch water pipe that we were talking about going into Hog Haven. That comes with having Negril technically having the largest hotel, 2,000 rooms that are coming this way, another 800 rooms coming towards more south towards Green Island. And like all these private sector investments, like it's like a multitude of like major things that in isolation we would be ecstatic about just having one of these things, but it's a congruence of all these different things that are happening across both public and private sectors that really get me super excited. And hopefully other people out there, specifically Jamaicans living abroad, who are looking at Jamaica and saying my country is changing for the better, and hopefully you'd want to be a part of that change and help to not only have that change be expedited, but then also be a part of that change and kind of helping change that, be a part of the direction that it goes in, and then benefiting from it from a personal standpoint, but then also from a financial standpoint. All right, let's get through some more comments here. Tisha says, also, if you're watching and not subscribed, do it now. Yes, listen to Tisha. Thank you. Sojourner says, unfortunately, too often there is a leak of insider information for bids where friends/associates will be given the nod to make a bid to win. I mean, I'm not saying that doesn't happen, but the process, I mean, I'd like to think that the process is public enough that if something of that nature does happen, that you have the public can see it, and that you have the opportunity to say something about that. Brian Cleanwater says, as always, thanks for the local updates drop, minor politics, infrastructure, upgrade development, and what's going on. Thank you. I just feel like we're there. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Brian says, it's amazing what Winthrop has covered and so much in the last few days with the technical difficulties. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you very much. Donna Bryce says, Jamaican culture wins hands down. Negril's contribution to the economy is underappreciated. I certainly feel that way. I certainly feel that way in a big way. All right. Let's get to some of our other topics here. I have to actually start wrapping up. Time goes by so quickly. Like 2 hours just went by like that, honestly. All right. We talked about the water. Okay. Few announcements. So I saw like when I was putting out the videos about what was happening post Beryl, people were asking about multiple people asked me about Dream Weekends. Is it still happening? Absolutely 100%. I spoke to one of the proprietors of the event, Scott Dunn, one of the homies from way back in the day. And yeah, he said it's 100% on. I knew that, but I just wanted to confirm nothing has changed. Dream Weekend is still a 100% go. So for those who are either coming or thinking about coming, it is going as planned. And I will tell you, Negril is ready for Dream Weekend, as it always is. And so keep that in mind. Let me get the dates here. And so for those who are unaware, Dream Weekend is it the biggest festival in Jamaica? It's for sure the biggest festival event in Negril, hands down, no question. It might be the biggest in Jamaica. And so this weekend, Dream Weekend, is a celebration of Jamaica's independence and emancipation. And it is from August 2nd to August 6th this year. So that's in a couple of weeks. Sorry, I'm pulling out my calendar here. Like I said, I don't have my glasses, so I'm squinting like crazy. So that's Friday, August 2nd to Tuesday, August 6th. So you got a few weeks till that happens. So, try to, if you haven't already, get your hotel room. Good luck, but try to get your accommodations if you don't have already, and get your tickets. And it's a great festival. It's the makeup or the itinerary, generally speaking, is a party in the afternoon, morning, afternoon, and then a party in the evening, nights. And so you have 2 parties a day for that week, so to speak. And I've done it a couple of times. I think I'm Dream Weekend out, but it's a lot of fun today. A lot of fun in the past years. And just be careful with the traffic, just pro tip here. Leave if you're going to be moving around Negril, leave way before the party. So say, I don't know if this is true. So if the party is starting at say 11 a.m. in the morning and you want to go somewhere past that party, definitely try to leave at like 9 o'clock or something like that, before, because you don't want to be moving around the grill while that party is happening, because the traffic is incredible. So that's Dream Weekend happening. Good to go on that, August 2nd to 6th, right here in the grill, and it's at different venues along the boulevard. What else we got going on? We got Reggae Marathon. Trying to get the exact date. So Reggae Marathon is the first, I think it's December 8th, if I'm not mistaken, this year. Let's see. Yep, that's right, December 8th. And it's actually a half marathon. It used to be a marathon, but unfortunately it got cut down to a half marathon. And if you're at all interested in participating, it is really, really such an awesome weekend. The opposite of Dream Weekend, very much focused on health and wellness, and people accomplishing different personal goals and running their first half marathon, and maybe before it used to be their marathon. And so that's Sunday, December 8th, and that's always a fun time. And the road, and as we get closer, I'll talk more and more about that. But I will definitely be participating in that, in the half marathon, and very much looking forward to that. Last event that I'll talk about is Throp X, which is my investment conference, which is coming up hot and heavy, quick and fast. And for those that are unaware, I host an annual Jamaica investment conference every year. And this year it's from, I should know this off the top of my head, from November 17th to November 22nd. We added an extra day. We added what we call a getting things done day. So there is actually an entire day dedicated for those who are looking to get their TRN, open a bank account, open a brokerage account. And if you want to also, like after we do the real estate tour, what we saw last year is that there were realtors or there were people interested in particular properties that we visited that wanted to go back and talk details and go back to the property and get a more in-depth understanding of the property breakdown. And so there were private tours, if you will, with realtors to go to different properties. And people missed out on the social day. And I was like, oh, I don't want that to happen. I don't want people to feel like they're missing out on part of the itinerary because they wanted to do this thing or because they wanted to go open a bank account or get their TRN. And so what we're doing this year is we're setting it up so that it's included in the itinerary, and you won't have to worry about missing out on any aspect of ThropX. So you can get more information at thropx.com, and you can see what we have. You can see the itinerary. It's a general itinerary. We don't have the detailed itinerary right now in respect to having more. Yeah, we have confirmed speakers, but we don't want to just start putting out bits and pieces at this point in time. But you get the idea. We have a real estate and business day, and we have a lifestyle day. Those are the two panel days: the Monday, the Tuesday, and then the Wednesday is the real estate tour. So those are like the three most popular days of ThropX. And you can either buy the full week or you can buy individual tickets for individual days if you'd like. And the last thing I'm going to talk about is the Throppers think tank that we did yesterday. And let me just go to some comments before I start talking about that. Shauna says, Sumfest is happening this week. Hurricane Beryl has not stopped anything. People still coming to Jamaica. That's right. That's right. Israel says, great pod today. I was supposed to be working and caught up listening. So much great info shared today. Thank you so much, Israel. I appreciate that. Chelsea Clinton says, Throp, what about affordable housing for people who works in the tourism sector? That's essentially exactly what I was talking about. Like that needs to be a priority of thought in the development of Negril, because like I said, there's a lot of great things, great investment happening here in Negril, and a lot of it is centered around tourism, and the most important aspect of tourism is our people. I mean, we don't have a hotel, we don't have accommodations, we don't have transportation, we don't have venues of entertainment without our people. The culture isn't here without our people. The experience of coming back to Jamaica over and over and over again, which is what more than half of our guests and our clientele here, travelers, are repeat visitors, but they come back because of the relationships that they've established with our team members here. They come back because of the relationships they've established with the vendors on the beach or a bartender up the road, whatever have you. And it's like very much part of the experience, and valuing the people who are making this happen and making this industry happen by thinking of them and thinking of the accommodations that they will be living in is a priority, or should be taken as a priority. And I think, again, even from a selfish perspective, from a macroeconomic standpoint of creating a self-sustaining ecosystem where those same people also get to enjoy and spend their hard-earned money within that same ecosystem that they helped to build, I think it's a win-win-win-win all around. So very much so, I think it's a priority, and it's something that people are thinking about, and even from a government standpoint, I think should be made a priority, which they are. They are doing things like, even last year they announced in Sheffield a housing scheme that's happening there. Melanin Maya says, "Hi Throp, what happened to dinner in the sky?" Good question. I mean, as far as I haven't heard it not happening. You know, I as far as I know, it's still happening. Let me do a quick Google search, because it was supposed to be opening in August, I believe. That's the last I heard. Yeah, I'm just looking at articles back in January, but who knows? Maybe they had some hiccups. I'm not sure, but as far as I remember and I know, it's still happening. So I'm just trying to make sure that again, like I'm not seeing anything, any like new information. Yeah, if I hear anything, I'll let y'all know. And I will also ask around, but I'm very, very excited for this coming to Negril, coming to Jamaica and also coming to Negril and this being the home. I think is so awesome. Donna Bryce says traveler status is a very good asset, let's say. A wonderful team. Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much, Donna. All right, the last topic I have that I want to go through quickly. So is the Throppers Think Tank Zoom call. Like this is a Zoom call that I have every once a month. And if you'd like to hop on, you can join the Patreon. It's $20 a month to be part of that. And they actually, which I think is so awesome. Thank you all who will participate in that. They formed their own WhatsApp group and are keeping in touch and keeping on top of the different topics that we talked about. I think is amazing. So thank you all so much for the support and being part of it. And it's always like these very, very rich discussions that we have. And one of the topics that we talked about yesterday was the healthcare system in Jamaica. And what I told them and expressed to them is that one of the big aspects of the content that I want to shift to next year is really healthcare in Jamaica. And I really believe that there are some huge positives to the healthcare in Jamaica. And honestly, better than the US in respect. So I say, for lack of a better term, like day-to-day healthcare in Jamaica. And caveat, huge caveat here. And it really comes down to affordability, and the experience of healthcare in Jamaica is going to be very different from those who can afford healthcare, health insurance, and to pay a bit of a premium, and those who cannot. And coming from an American perspective, it may not seem like a premium to you. So, what do I mean by a premium? So, if I wanted to do a general checkup by my GP, and I didn't even necessarily want to go into his office, he could come do a checkup on me for averaging $100 US and come to me personally. I don't have to leave travelers here or anything like that. Come check me out. I did, before I left for Africa, I did an executive profile, which my doctor set up for me. I went into micro labs in Sav. They took a bunch of blood from me. They did urine samples, and they did all of this profile that I do every year. Make sure I'm healthy, cholesterol, like that sort of thing. That was about. Did I use insurance? I can't remember. It was about 300 US dollars. And in the US, to do something of that nature, we're already in the thousands of dollars. We're in the thousands and thousands of dollars. So as an American, to you, you're like, oh man, that's cheap. I did on my right knee, I tore my meniscus. I did an MRI. I paid $50,000 Jamaican out of pocket, which is about approximately $333. I went in there. The process was seamless. I sat down. There was no waiting. A little bit of paperwork. I changed into the gown, did the thing. The technician told me what to do. I was in and out. And then even getting the appointment, it was just like, come at any time, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Very quick, very simple, very easy. And I'm getting the same results, whether it's the blood work, the MRI, very, very capable, good doctors here in Negril as well. Trained, the doctors that I know of, like they have done a lot of, if they didn't do their medical school here, they've done training all over the world. And again, in that sense, these are the positives. But the average Jamaican, average person, they're not going to necessarily be able to afford that. Most Jamaicans don't have insurance as well. But if you're working in, say, a hotel, like we have health insurance for all of our employees here. I also say dental and optical is also great here. Also, again, relative to the American healthcare system, is very, very affordable, but it's also accessible. Now, where I would say Jamaica like falls short is what I was alluding before is like the average Jamaican and then the average Jamaican and what they can afford and the convenience of getting healthcare quicker, because that's the thing that, excuse me, if you don't have the cash, if you will, to pay $100 to see a doctor, you're going to go to the public hospital and you're going to have to wait, or you're going to go to a private practice and you're going to have to wait, that sort of thing. The other side of things where Jamaica falls short on is trauma emergency care, and that's like biggest fear here, and especially here in Negril. Like the good thing is, but again, the disparity caveat is have and have nots, right? And what you can afford and what you can't afford is we have an emergency care facility, Omega Medical Hospital, which is a brand new facility here in Negril on the Beach Road, which is convenient. It's close, but you're going to pay a premium on that healthcare as opposed to going to South Lamar Hospital and it being a public hospital. And I'm sure they will do their best to stabilize you, but like now when it comes to like if you need surgery or something like that, the experience may not be what you're used to as a person who lived the majority of their life in the United States and perhaps is either transitioning here to retire or transitioning here to work from home, so to speak. So that's kind of my thoughts on the healthcare system. And and in our discussions at the Throppers think tankers Zoom call yesterday, in getting in more into the healthcare side, healthcare content, like a big aspect that I want to focus on is the preventative side of things. And I think there's like a lot of opportunity in living in Jamaica where you can prevent a lot of these lifestyle diseases that particularly Black people suffer from and that we're genetically predisposed to having. And I think it's a huge opportunity to change the health profile of Jamaica and Jamaicans living here. And it's very much a cultural shift. And I know cultural shifts are very, very hard to make, especially within one generation or one lifetime. But nonetheless, I think the opportunity exists there. But I even think from a business perspective of just health foods, fitness, lifestyle, like so much opportunity there. Even being like some sort of like chef influencer, fitness influencer, that sort of thing, of inspiring others through your lifestyle and sharing your story and your journey. And I'm not saying like this doesn't have to be or at all young people at all. Like my demographic is definitely more of a mature audience, and like that's who I'm really going to be focusing on, because I think from one of the greatest things that Jamaica does have, and I can speak for Negril, is the mental health component of being here and living the lifestyle here in Jamaica and in Negril, as opposed to say like in New York City. Oh my gosh, like the mental health benefits of being here, I don't think are being talked about enough, and the lifestyle of being here. I'll definitely get into that as my content matures and as we go into 2025. So that's kind of like my off the cuff thinking on healthcare in Jamaica, and it hopefully opens up the discussion of what's at least with the content here on the channel. All right, let's wrap up with these last few comments. Copeland Russell says, "Did you see what this man called a minister, Mr. Beast did?" Sorry, my glasses again. He built 100 houses for poor in Jamaica for free. Yeah, I saw that. He didn't build 100 houses in Jamaica. He built 100 houses around different countries, and he built a few houses here in Jamaica, which I think is awesome. I think it's great, and I think it's great that he brought that sort of attention to Jamaica, and then he's also helping. I just love his philanthropic work, and I think he put that on his main channel, not his philanthropic channel, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I love what he's doing, and he's helping a lot of people with his channel and with his endeavors. Okay, folks, I think we're gonna call it there, and trying to just look at the week ahead, what we got going on. So yeah, we'll definitely be back again next Sunday. I'm not going anywhere. We are staying in Jamaica. No PG trip for me, not right now at least. And next week we'll figure out by Sunday when we're gonna sneak that second weekly live stream in for Throp X. But this is an awesome Sunday. Good to be back on the regular schedule without the Africa trip. Hurricane Beryl is behind us. And if you want to see what happened and how we experienced it here in Negril, you can check it out. I put out a few videos on my channel, a few live streams on my channel. I was actually live streaming from in the storm, which wasn't too smart looking back, but I made it out unscathed, safe and sound, and I was happy to bring you the boots on the ground experience for Hurricane Beryl. And there's a lot of property. It's a lot of parts of Jamaica who are still suffering very much. Treasure Beach, and we're gonna do something. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna talk with Corey South, who's the owner of Sunset in Treasure Beach, which is my hotel that I've been going to since I was a kid. And Corey was and has been a mentor of mine. And we're gonna figure something out. We're gonna work with him and really try to help out the people of St. Elizabeth, but Treasure Beach overall. So we'll be back here again on Sunday. We're going to get a video out this week on Saturday. I'm actually not sure which one it's going to be, but we're going to get something out. All right. So we can continue to keep you all up to date in what's happening here. Thank you all for joining us. Our Thomas said Jamaica got 25 houses for Mr. Beast. Oh, thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah, I knew it wasn't necessarily 100. Okay, everybody, have a great week ahead. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Appreciate you all being on here, and I thank you for your support. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. That's what I meant to do. That's not what I meant to do. Later. Peace, everyone.